Hey, y'all. Welcome to another episode of the Mason Shady Show. Thank y'all for joining us. How you doing tonight, Mace?
I'm doing fine, struggling a little bit with this gas. Oh my God, I swear. It's a gift and a curse. Hey,
Quite
Barb.
honestly, I understand. Hey, Barb. Thanks to everybody who's already here and everybody who's going to be catching the replay. I think this was also a good episode of Queens of R&B. The only person I see this not benefiting is Latasha.
Latoka.
This is making her look bad.
Very bad. Very bad.
And if you're coming out with a solo project, why are you representing yourself like this on national TV? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because at this point, like, since she's been waiting for this Beyonce moment, like I said, she's never gonna have. She should have went with a different strategy. Like, come in with Escape, play nice, get the people on your side. Becomes like, because people like you, they'll buy you even if you're whack. You know what I'm saying? Or not saying that she's whack because she can really sing, but I'm saying, but people will support you. Like, if they like you, if they like that personality. And then she's talking about her karma and all this and your energy. Girl, it's you. Because when you walk in the room, everything gets think.
Mace, is it snowing out there?
Yeah, it was.
It was cold today, but it's been usually. It was warm. It's usually been warm these past few weeks, but today, in the past couple of days, it's been kind of cold.
Yeah, we didn't get that much. Probably further up New York, like upstate and like up there, like Buffalo, they probably got more. But we got like a little light sprinkle. I wasn't excited. I wait for the snow. Hey, Cece.
Hey, Cece. Thanks for joining us. I guess make sure y'all hit that like button. Do I sound good? Do I sound clear?
You sound very clear. I had to take some notes. Since we was going 90s.
Oh, I took some.
Took some. My 90s notebook. This baby fat. My baby fat. I used to love baby fat.
Might as well be in the 90s. We travel back through time. So let's get started. The episode starts off with them yelling outside, Tamika stomping. I think her inner child was coming out in this moment. I felt like she'd been wanting to say this. And I feel like she's been oppressed her whole life. She really don't know how to stand up for herself. And this is maybe her chance to say what she really been trying to say for years. I feel like there's a lot of family trauma. And I feel like her mom has been toxic to her. And I feel like, the old school people, sometimes they don't care how you feel. They're going to do what they want to do anyway. And I don't think Tamika's lying about Latasha's husband stealing the money, because you could tell in the conviction of her voice that she is not lying.
Yeah, in my opinion, she is definitely not lying. Like, I would. I don't know for sure. We can't provide the receipts. I don't think that she's lying. I don't think she's lying. That hurt that was in her voice. And even with the mother's reaction, I think the mother should have been more mindful if she was trying to protect Latoka. Because her reaction told it all. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they got outside. And like you said, she probably was fed up. Like, how much more can she take? Like, that's a lot to be sitting there and then your mother's treating you that way. That is just a shame. And I know that's her mama, but Lord, and I feel so bad for her. My heart just broke for her.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they can work it out, but maybe even I know this is making the family look bad, and I know right now the family is not probably speaking still, because even in interviews that they're doing now, you can see the separation. Latasha sitting over there with a scowl on her face. She's not smiling in pictures. She looked like she don't want to be there. I don't know. I heard her that she did a song. Is she doing a gospel album or is it an R&B?
It looks like gospel. I think when she went down to the
she kept putting God in it. And God said this, and it's God. And I'm like, okay, you're doing a lot of devilment talking about it's God. It's God.
Yeah, this is
gospel album. Because I don't think they listened to Coco. When Coco went gospel, they kind of bought into her a little bit, but I don't think that with Latasha it's going to be the same.
Latasha has a stink attitude, and she's just stink. She has probably a lot of trauma too, like being the perfect one in the house, like because inside your home where you're at, she mother probably praised her. She was the one with the voice, protect the throat, protect the voice at all costs. You know what I'm saying? But then when you go outside in the real world will slap you with reality and be like, "Girl, you are not cute." You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can sing, but you're big, you're round faced.
She can sing, but she did.
Yeah, I said, but
she was that's round faced. She
very
was moon faced.
She's giving Bernstein Bear. And like I didn't even know she lost weight because your face, how's your face and your head the same size? It's still the same size. So you don't even realize that she lost weight. Like, what was the point? Girl, your face and your head is the same size. And
it's
your
so
attitude sucks, and it makes you look worse because your attitude stinks. And so that's probably a hard pill to swallow. Yeah. Well, that's probably hard to swallow. You're in the house, everybody's praising you in the house, but when you go out into the real world, girl, you get slapped with reality. Like, girl, you're just not it. And that's probably hurtful. And she's probably like, this is my time. This is when I'm going to come. I lost the weight that we don't even see that you lost the weight because it don't look like you lost anything. That face is still big and round.
I think there is some insecurity there because the body shaming comment, it shouldn't have affected her that much to where she's so hurt.
I don't understand, like, what to body shame, it means that you're ashamed. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. When people sound so stupid, like they sound ignorant and dumb when they talk about shaming. Oh, don't shame, because that means to say that you are ashamed of what you have. So that means that you are not confident in your funny shape and that you are ashamed of it. So when someone says the truth about it, it's shaming me. Which one is it? Are you standing and proud like it is what it is, or what? Oh, don't body shame me. Girl, if you is flat down to the back, you is flat. Why can't people handle the truth anymore? People cannot handle the truth anymore. It's so sad because I don't get it. Like, people don't even understand. Like, do you understand what you're saying? Because you're saying, oh, you're shaming. That means that you're ashamed. That means that you're ashamed of something. Like, if somebody say, if I be like, oh, don't hair shame me, that means that I'm ashamed of my hair. Well, why am I doing it?
I think it's just a lot of insecurity, and it's a lot of unresolved issues. And so they're working on the tour, and Kandi is down to the studio. She got to have food, and the wings look good. I was looking at the wings. They look like they had a nice little coating on them, and I saw the ranch and the celery. I was ready for some wings.
I was like, one thing about Kandi, you go to see Kandi, you're gonna eat. Kandi gonna make sure you
invite me over. So They had a charcuterie board as well. So she invites Xscape, but not all the ladies come. Latasha, of course, does not come. Tamika comes and she shares with the ladies what happened and how she's hurt and how her family basically turned on her. She really feels like she has nobody that has her back. And it's gotta feel horrible to feel like even your mama, like, your go-to should be your mama. But imagine if you don't have your go-to. It's
like, at the end of the day, mom, what kind of mother are you at the end of the day that you putting these sisters are against each other? And that is so sad. When she made me, like, almost a tear came to my eye when she was like, the reason why she stuck up for her sister for so long and so blindly was because she got the affection and the love from her mother that she was longing for all that time when she did do that. Like, when I stuck up for my sister, that's when I felt like I fit in. Like, it was
hard to feel like that is a problem.
That is horrible.
That means that she feels like she doesn't really love her. She only tolerates her. And that's her daughter. Do they have the same mom and dad, or do they have different dads? Because I'm trying to understand the issue.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's something. It's really something. I don't know if it's
because they played the voicemail, and the voicemail was riddled in so much control, manipulation. You put God in it. Don't use God in your role of manipulation. Don't try to use God to manipulate somebody. But the mama's voicemail, it was so hurtful. And I can only imagine your mama leaving a voicemail like that on your phone when you didn't do nothing wrong and you've been victimized and somebody has taken money from you your family member, and nobody will acknowledge it.
Maybe the mother is waiting for Latoka's Beyonce moment as well. Probably she was like, I gave, she been saying all her life, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Like, but it's something. It's something. And it's sad that poor
Tamika. Moment out of that movie, Medea's Family Reunion, where she was, how she liked that one daughter, but then she hated the other daughter, and then she blamed the other daughter for the dad leaving. Is it something like that?
Yes, it's a lot. Yeah.
She told her she need to humble herself down, and she don't have enough God in her to see righteousness and be on the side of righteousness.
That mother is wrong, either way you slice it. And I don't like to talk about nobody mammies, but that mama is wrong. And for her to put that child through all that torment, she is stuck. Like Tamika is stuck. That's sad.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I feel like the mama kind of had resentment towards her for some reason. It's something that happened. So Latasha's in the house with her husband, acting like she got out of bed with a face full of makeup, with her hair done, curled, but she just got out of bed. Okay.
This girl is like, this is ugly girl syndrome 101, and I'm not calling her ugly. What I'm saying is
she's not ugly.
I'm not calling, when I say ugly girl syndrome, I'm not calling her ugly physically. It's when you think that you're ugly and you've been like probably felt downtrodden all your life. And this man comes around because he's gassing her. Like, stop lying. Like, he's just sitting, he's gassing her, and he's putting that confidence in her to overly confident, is because you've been feeling down and feeling ugly a lot all your life.
She loves it. She loves somebody that's gonna keep telling her.
That's what I'm saying. So when you feel ugly all your life and you get that person, like, men are very smart. Like I said, like, women need to be like, pay attention, like, and don't tell men all your business. Don't tell men how you got slapped around the previous relationship and man hurt you. Don't tell them none of that, because they'll use it against you. But the thing is that men will watch you and see your weaknesses and see what you like and see what you don't like. Like she said, he stepped to her while she had a boyfriend already. You understand what I'm saying?
I don't know if I believe that story all the way.
It probably did happen, because a lot of times somebody see a meal ticket. Because they probably saw her.
She's definitely treating her like a meal ticket.
I'm saying. He probably saw her down to the booth, like, woo, saying it down. He's like, oh, Mariah. You know what I'm saying? He probably looked at her and then looked at this one. Looked at this we got, and then saw how she was shaped up. Saw how she probably wasn't confident. She probably saw how she's looking down. I'm gonna call her beautiful. I'm gonna make sure I praise her every turn to say that you the truth. You the truth in the booth. Truth in the booth. And she just
So like speaking of Rocky, so he's down there in the kitchen. He supposedly made her this breakfast. It's supposed to be morning. She comes down with a face full of makeup. She puts so much foundation on, but she's in the kitchen, like she's trying to be beige. But she's in the kitchen, and the first thing he bring up is why they bring my name up. So he putting herself in it so she can defend him, and he started making threats. Did you catch this? It seemed like he made a threat. If you say stuff like that, you got to deal with what comes with it. Well, what does that mean?
Yeah, because what would have came with it would have been the police. That's what would have came with it. Because I'd have been writing down their final report on my missing money, on my money that I paid taxes on. And like she said, I don't know about the statute of limitation, but
I wish you would. Latasha, I think in her mind, it's completely different, because she feels like her sister cut up. She disrespected their mother, and she said possessed. She looks possessed. I don't think she was possessed. I felt like that inner child was coming out, and it might have not came out in the way that y'all wanted to come out, but I felt like she did what she needed to do and said what she needed to say.
But every cycle ends. Nothing stays the same forever. And she's probably fed up. How much more can this girl take? And they're probably not used to her, going against the grain. Mm-hmm. And now that she probably been through some stuff. She's older, she's mature, she done lived a little bit, and it's to the point where she got her own family. Sometimes you settle in your own family, you like.
She made herself a little bad when she talked about Candy and spread those rumors about Candy.
Yeah, and then like she said, I blindly followed my sister. I blindly, like, whatever my sister, even if my sister was wrong.
And I remember that, and I just had lost some respect for her for that.
that was wrong in itself. And so this other, the round face one, has been scheming. Like, you've been scheming and plotting
since y'all was in school, but they come from College Park. So what else do we expect? So the next scene, we have Lily and her sister. I like Lily.
Yes.
And I want to pitch this to Bravo. And if y'all do this, y'all need to credit me on the credits. But I feel like y'all need to add Lily to Housewives of Atlanta. She lives here. She's likable. She's funny. She already knows Candy. That'll give Candy a storyline. I'm sure she'll be good for the group. Y'all need to put her on the show. Just
and Lily got a lot go on by herself. Like,
I like Lily.
I like Lily a lot too.
She talked about her backstory of how she grew up in the Bronx and how she had to share a twin bed, and the first thing she bought when she got her money was a
size mattress.
And I like her. It wasn't much to the scene, but it was just a nice little moment.
And it's so funny, like how the DNA work, because her and her sister look alike, like they favor each other, but they got the same voice, like the tone in the voice. Because I was like, who's talking?
Yeah, I love her accent too. And then I was wondering where she was from, and then she said the Bronx. So
yeah, she's from. Like that. Coco is from the Bronx. Coco and Lily's from the Bronx, and Taj is from Brooklyn.
Okay. So Tamika and Taj meet up in the next scene. I guess they meet up in the park somewhere, and Taj is asking Tamika how she feels and how they're gonna move forward with the tour. And like I said last episode, Tamika had all these great ideas. She thinks it's a great idea for the group, but Latasha's still holding the group up. And then she tells her about the fight. And she gets emotional with her and starts crying when she's telling the story. And I feel bad for her. I just really think that they need some really good family therapy. Not Dr. Sherry, not the other guy with the glasses, the short guy. You know who I'm talking about.
The one that Nene punked.
The one that Nene punked and she walked out of his session. We don't need him. We need a real therapist. Iyanla. We need Iyanla.
Yeah, Iyanla needs to come out of retirement. I don't even know how she felt comfortable like sitting down. Iyanla, like, come on, we need you out here.
Iyanla would get them together.
It's still work that needs to be done. Hey, Cleo.
Every time Latasha say something, not on my watch.
Right, not on my watch. I'm gonna go to the bush and weep.
So the next thing we have Tiny. They're not in the sex dungeon. So she said she got 5 houses because this house is like normal looking. It doesn't look like
that house is a nice house.
It was nice and dark. It was nice and dark.
I don't know. That's like because I like dark stuff like that.
They could cut the lights on for the show. I mean, you had the lights off in the hallway. And in the foyer, you couldn't see the foyer or nothing. So don't invite me over to no dark house.
I hate that those rumors came out because I really like Tiny, but those rumors just got me
out in Atlanta allegedly.
But I like Tiny, but that is a really nice house. Like,
so I guess this one is not the sex dungeon house. This is the house they live in with the kids.
Hey, Yvette.
So she invites Escape over. All Tamika said, not Tamika. Latasha is saying that she's waiting for an apology and she only came for the love of Tiny. So that to me also indicates that you have an issue with Candy. You have an issue with Candy, and Candy ain't done nothing to you so far on the show. So
you know what I said? She probably saying that for Tiny because Tiny Mama is the one with all the information. So she probably got it. She better have love for Tiny. Because so Tiny Mama got the hand on the button.
How does Tiny Mama have the information? I want to know.
They said, I believe Tiny Mother was the one who did the investigation for her, or had the investigation done and told her where the money was going. Because I believe she said it was Tiny's mother. If I'm not mistaken, don't quote me, but I believe she said Tiny's mother. Okay. So because I was like, that's why she got that love for Tiny. Because I was
thinking that she hired like an investigator or something to go.
She said Tiny's mom was the one who told her. If I'm not mistaken, that first episode, she said Tiny's mom, and I think she said it again. If somebody could drop down in the comments and let me know if I'm right or not, if they heard the same thing. But I do believe they said Tiny's mother.
Okay, we kind of broke up again. Can you repeat what you just said?
Yeah, I was saying for someone to drop down the comments if they know, because I do believe that she said it was Tiny's mother that got her the information that she needed to find out about her money.
Cece said you're right.
Yeah.
So they sit down, and the first topic of conversation is new management. They need new management because they had the verses, which was a big deal. A lot of people watched the verses, and everybody was talking about it after it happened. Like during the pandemic, that's all we was doing was watching verses. So they could have capitalized on it, but they did not. You didn't really hear much about Escape because they mentioned the tour on stage. Remember when they was on stage in the verses, they said possible tour. So it kind of got the fans excited, but nothing happened after that. And so they're blaming management. They feel like they need new management because there's nothing happening. And of course, management is tied to Latasha. So they asked her, what does she think about possibly getting new management for the tour? And she said that she's going to have to pray on it.
Candy took me out. She said she can't think without her brain. She got to go, go ask him.
And why is this man in the confessional whispering
in her ear?
He is controlling the mess out of her. The way him being so controlling, it's kind of like an Ike
and Tina. And no, because it's an Ike and Tina, but at least Tina was making some money. Tina was rolling on that damn river. You know what I'm saying? So Ike had, he had his hand on a gold mine. This guy, not so much.
What does he do? Does he have a job?
His job is probably manipulating her. His job is to keep lying to her, telling her she's the best thing smoking, keep lying to her, and then manipulating her. That's the job. They say he did start off with R. Kelly though, so I don't know if he's like management.
I don't know, but he got them R. Kelly tendencies. All that whisper in the ear during the confessional, it just seems controlling.
And she's just a gas and you looking all scared in her eye, like.
It looked like Latasha used to be fun, but it looks like, how people get in a relationship and the relationship changes them and they're really stiff. They don't want to talk to nobody and they can't say this and they can't say that.
I don't think the relationship changed her. I think the industry changed her. I think her being hurt so much and so many doors being closed in her face and she knows she has a talent, that got to be rough. Because when you sitting there in the shower or in the mirror, wherever she sings at, in the suit, and you singing them down and you got this voice, but nothing ever pops off. And you like, I know I sing better than the whole group. They should be picking me. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. What is it about me? Like I said, she doesn't have it. Like some people have it and some people don't. Like some people have that quality factor, even because I said about like Saucy Santana. I said that a while ago. I was like, he's going to be the one that cross over. He has it. It's something about this boy that it's an it factor about him. People are going to not be able to deny him because it's going to be an it factor. And look what happened. Like he crossed over to where he was able to get on the radio, able to get a major record deal, able to do this stuff because he has that it factor. She doesn't have it. Like you could sing, like you probably could fool la la and sing on somebody's background.
Maybe if she had the personality, if she had a better personality.
Maybe so. The better personality maybe would sell some of her records, but it still wouldn't catapult her to where she thinks she's
just like that Glorilla girl. Like all I hear is about her personality. I don't see any bars. I don't see any type of lyricism.
No, but she got a little, like her song, her little flow. It's a little, the girls like
it. It's elementary. It's ABC.
Yes, but it's catchy. It's what it's out. Pop my shit. Went to school for chiropractic. Like it's really
fifth grade.
It's like it's elementary. It's that 1, 2, 3 that's catchy. That you like, oh, it's catchy, and then she's cute, and then she's friendly, and she seems relatable.
That's but Tasha's personality can get.
That's what I'm saying. But Tasha probably is scorned from the industry. A lot of times when you get doors shut in your face, and a lot of times you get turned down, and you're not feel like you're being respected for the talent that you have, you become bitter. You become bitter, and she probably see Candy flourishing and stuff like that. Like this could have been me. Why is it her and not me? And I'm the one that can sing. She talking about every man wants a woman, and it should have been me. You know what I'm saying? Like she's giving. It should have been me.
I feel like he told her to straighten up. Like she was talking too much. Don't tell too much.
Yeah, don't mention too much. Like
don't tell too much. You straighten that up.
She's like,
or you gonna get it when we get home. Wait till we get home. That's what it was giving. It was giving kind of abusive. It was looking kind of abusive.
Wait a minute.
I don't want to put that out there because I don't know.
This is Rocky. Rocky came right here.
He was all up in her ear, and the way the mic didn't pick it up, so he was whispering.
He is a professional whisperer.
He better than Janet because the mic did not even pick up what he said. So
right, they was like, "Keep from out of her." What are you doing?
I've never seen that in a confessional on a show before, except for Kiki Wyatt and her husband. But they a little bit different.
Did she go to him or did he come to her?
I think it was both. I think those two they did confessionals together because she did everything with her man.
Yeah, I said, but it was more of her because she was like she wouldn't separate. She wanted him to come everywhere with her. Like, girl, I was like, Kiki,
she never know when she might want to get pregnant again. So
right, I was like, Kiki, crazy.
So then we get into Latasha versus Tamika, and she says, "You disrespected my mama." So when she said you disrespected my mama, that made me feel like y'all have separate dads or something going on because she feels like she's on a separate level than you. She didn't say our mom. She said my mom. And then when Tamika corrected her, she said, well, I corrected myself. I said our mom. But it just, the way it came out, it didn't sit with me. It didn't sit. It's some underlying stuff going on. I feel like
at the end of the day, like Tamika said, this has been going on since, for a long time. So Latoka is obviously aware and she knows that she's the favorite and she knows that the mother gaslights her sister. She knows that. So when she said my mom, because it's probably that's how she felt. Like she's more of my mom than she is yours because she loves me more. Or she wants, she thinks so is my mom.
I don't know if my mama ever left a voicemail on my behalf on somebody else's phone, like condemning them, on my behalf. So I don't know about that. But they didn't come to a resolution. Latasha has to go pray about it. She gets up. She's mad. So they usher her out. And that was the end of that scene. So the next part, we have Taj with her family, her husband. They're in Nashville, and looks like her son is a senior in high school. It was a cute scene. It wasn't much.
No, her son looks just like her. I was like, boy, oh boy, her and Coco got something.
Just like her. Look like a mixture of both.
Yeah, Coco's son looks like Coco, like a lot like Coco. Like and Coco. With the nails and everything. Looks a lot like her as well.
So speaking of Coco, we get to her scene. She's with her mom and her son. They're in the kitchen. And basically, she's talking about how close they were and how her mom didn't really support her at the beginning because she wanted her to do gospel and not this secular, nasty.
Yeah, I actually remember seeing her mother, because like I said, Coco grew up in the same neighborhood that I grew up in. I remember seeing her mother, always going to church, at the time, like that, very much so into the church. But you see how fake that church is because, like she said, as soon as she bought her a car, woo, we're gonna sing this R&B. We better get.
I'm sure a lot of people would be like that. Yeah, I mean,
you better get nobody. You better sing it for them.
Like them. They want you to be like them. It's like a
but her mother's a gospel singer. Her mother sung as well. But a lot of people are like that because back in the day, I remember going to my great grandmother's house and stuff like that. We couldn't play cards on certain Sunday. You can't even sew on a Sunday. Don't sew on a Sunday. You open in Jesus' wombs. What? What I'm saying? What you can't you couldn't do a lot of stuff.
That's ridiculous.
No, we very, very when the lightning, when the thunder, that is Jesus talking.
Oh yeah, we did the thunder
light, cut off everything. Everybody just sitting there, peeking.
And Coco's son wants to do music, and he said he's gonna be in the stew. So I guess y'all might want to go find his music. I don't know if it's out or how he sounds or what type of music he does, but
I don't know. But he sounds just like Coco. He sounds just like Coco. Him and Coco, they got the same, the voice tone, whatever octave she hitting, he hitting them same octaves.
So you telling me he's hitting the same octaves?
He sounds just like his mom. I think she had a couple of him singing on her Instagram. Probably could go back.
I saw a video of him singing.
Yeah, and he sounds a lot like Coco. He hits those notes, and I'm so glad. Kudos to Coco and her mother. They seem like they're so accepting of him. That he came out.
They are accepting. But I did catch this comment of this is where you are right now, but people
you may change.
Change. And it seemed like to me
what
she was saying was this is how you are right now, but hopefully one day you'll change.
But you know, the older people think that a lot, and she's one of them older ones.
I got from it.
I did too as well, because as soon as she said it, I thought about it. I was like, I wonder if she's trying to, is that a double entendre? You know what I'm saying?
I remember him coming out because I was drinking that night. Did he come out on Versus?
No, I don't know if he came out on Versus. I don't recall, because I was in and out of Versus. I didn't watch it straight through.
I think he came and sing. Did he sing on the Versus?
But he does sound a lot like his mother.
So we move over to Kandi. She's in the stew with her husband and her crew, and they was playing some song. I didn't like the song. I think Kandi needs to write for other people. Do what you do best. Write for somebody else. We don't really want to hear you in the studio, because that song she was doing, it might have sounded cute for somebody else. You know, maybe Doja Cat, maybe Sierra. Write for other people. That's what I feel. Personal opinion.
She should definitely stick to writing. And if she want to release something, she needs to release. Maybe they can re-release Cat. Her and Tiny, because I believe that was the night.
Release that, and you can get something off of SoundCloud.
Yeah.
So they're sitting down, and she's talking about the issue with Latasha, and basically gave us some background that they've always had a underlying issue. Both of them use the same word, resentment. Both of them feel like the other person resents them for something.
But on the Toka side, it makes no sense. Like, if we had the scale, I'm going to be the scale tonight. This is Kandi. This is Latoka. Kandi's up here, and she kept rising. She's about here. So who would be resenting who? Like I said, Kandi probably got everything that she probably didn't really. Not that Kandi probably didn't want us to be a star, but it seems like Latoka was more passionate about, like, this was her dream. This is what
white. She thought that she was going to be in the front.
Right. Like when I told Tina to sing it from Up in Him, that's where she had that feeling. I'm gonna be a star. She felt it up in him, that I'm gonna be a star. And when it turned around and that Kandi got her solo project, like she said, oh, well, that was kind of weird. Like basically she is trying to insinuate that Kandi shut down her project. Basically.
But they were on, Kandi explained it, and she said they were on different labels.
Right.
So she had nothing to do with them shelving her project.
Right, but someone who's in the mind frame of that I'm a star and I should have been a star, this person did this, even if they didn't. She's probably looking at her like,
not everybody wants to see you succeed. Not everybody wants to see you make it.
Yeah, and I think
not everybody wants to be happy.
It's sad. It's just sad because she probably felt like
bitter. And I think she's holding on to all that bitterness.
Very much so. She's bitter. She's really bitter.
Both of them used that word, resentment, and they were sitting there talking in the studio trying to pinpoint what the issue is. And I think Kandi's husband, Todd, makes a lot of sense. People make a joke about him or whatever, but Todd be making sense to me. He said, you know exactly where it started. It started when you went solo.
Right.
When Kandi went solo and did her solo project. Granted, Kandi had some success, but bops though. She did have some bops on her own. I remember Don't Think I'm Not, and it was another song. I can't remember what it was. Can you remember any of Kandi songs?
That was the one you said. Don't think I'm not.
It's gonna hit me later. But she had
she had one song. It was another song. It was like I can't think of the name right there. Like you said, Kandi is not no singer, and so Latoka is going to feel bitter because, like I said, Latoka is passionate about singing. Like that's probably her world. Like she know that she can. Like I know I could blow. I know I can sing. Why am I not getting the opportunities that mediocre is getting? You know what I'm saying? Because Kandi is a mediocre singer. She's not no singer, but she can sing, but she could carry a tune and she sounds good, but she's not something like, oh my God.
I don't know about a tune.
Ain't no love.
But they had a few. It's like was, in my opinion.
Wait, she's breaking up a little bit. I didn't hear you.
Well, I said I just feel like on the vocal level, I just felt like SWV was on a different level vocally than Escape. I just felt like Escape was more hip hop, and they had a few ballads, but I just felt like SWV had more vocals back then. I don't know about now. But Lita's been working on her voice because I want to see them in the studio. I want to see, are they making new music? They said
Coco said they're not making no music. They got 2 other albums and y'all didn't buy those. So if you want new music, go buy them albums.
At least she keeping it real. And she said it ain't no tour.
It is nope. I don't blame her. Like, y'all gotta go over there.
But yeah, Escape has too much mess going on. I wouldn't go on tour with them either. That would be drama every night. Who wants? And it looks like SWV is touring and doing all stuff on their own anyway. So
right, I was like, "Oh, y'all busy."
So Latasha is meeting up with this label, and I guess it's a gospel album that she's working on, and she's saying that with this solo project, it's gonna finally allow her to speak her truth. She never had a chance to speak her truth, and the guy asked her about juggling Escape and this album, and she makes the faces that she makes tell it all to me. To me, I think mentally she's already checked out of Escape, but she knows Escape is bringing money in right now, so I'm gonna stick with them for now until I can launch this solo career. And she says, "Well, I have to make a decision. You don't have to pray on it. With them, you told them you had to pray on it, but now when you with the executive, you got to make a decision."
And it was just so funny that because the gentleman asked her, "Well, does Escape know that you're here?"
Oh, and Rock's face, he said, "Oh, I thought you told them. You a doggone lie."
Yeah, he is a under the bus thrower. Like, girl, you got to understand when you around a pimp. Like, and let me tell you something. Like,
he was very excited. Them eyes was bugging out of his head.
Yeah, he gives me pimp vibes, and I know pimps. He was
more excited than Latasha was.
He gives me pimp vibes because he knows how to lift you up and bring you down. Or in the fail
Kevin and Sharina is giving Kevin tease. Is very much Kevin and Wendy. Is you know,
like when she was down to the kitchen table trying to use a new word that she had found in the encyclopedia. He looked at her like, "Oh, new word, like big word," and then she was talking about she's excitable.
You know they practiced this scene.
Yeah, because she said she was excitable, and I'm like, "Oh, excitable? That must be new. I want to be excitable."
I think she used another word, precipice.
A precipice. No, she said no. The precipice, that they were at the precipice of their career. He's like, precipice. And she said, "I'm excitable." She said, "I'm excitable."
Like the gospel community might not accept Latasha in. The gospel community is really hard to. If you haven't been in the community of gospel and if you've been doing secular stuff, it's hard to come in gospel and strike it unless you just got it like that.
Or have some family, or you know what I'm saying, like
Monica tried to do it. A Monica gospel album didn't go nowhere. The only person that I felt like did a decent job was Michelle Williams, and her and the gospel people don't even see it for her like that. But you know, she's still in the group, but they don't even see it for Michelle. So you trying to break into this new realm. I guess you feel like maybe I'm not sexy enough for the R&B side. Maybe I need to go over to gospel where it's more about, you know, you got to just hug yourself in the picture. And
she can wear like a robe. Yeah, she can wear a robe.
She can wear a robe. She can cover up. She don't have to look as cute. She can eat as much as she wants. So,
I think she's gonna help. I think she's really healthy because she's probably excited about her. She's probably excited about her new body, but I'm like, we don't see that new body because all we see is that head and that face, and it's the same. Like, I'm serious. I did not know she lost weight because I just thought because I didn't think she was big anyway. She was a little fluffy, but it wasn't crazy big. Like she's overweight and she's huge. She was just a thick girl, you know. She didn't look crazy big. So I didn't think that she even lost weight because her face is still the same. Like the head and the face is still the same, exactly the same.
And I agree, Fantasia is one that can do both. She has she has it.
It's that voice, because Fantasia, let me tell you what Fantasia.
Gospel voice. She does have a gospel voice.
And then she comes, and then she start doing this.
Take them shoes off.
And then she gonna keep her shoes off, and then she gonna jump and turn around and do the junkie jump, like junkies, like, oh, I need my heroin. Like she gonna do one of them jumps, and you gonna be like, oh, and then 4 hours, like, Tasia.
She has it. She's one of those people that can do both.
And but then she's not afraid. Like Tasia is not afraid to give the ugly face during the. She gonna lean down, the bottom lip on the quiver, and then she gonna lean up and tuck, because she's not gonna give a damn. She gonna leave it on the floor. She leaves it on the floor. This is why we love Fantasia. We love Fantasia.
Not many people can do that. That's what I'm saying. Not many people can do secular, and do gospel. But Fantasia can, because she grew up in the church. I know Latasha might have, but it's not the same.
Even that little song that she flew all live with at the table, it wasn't even ordered. I'm like, she acting like she broke it down. I'm like, girl, that wasn't you there.
She did sound good. I'm not even gonna hate.
No, sound good, but I heard her sound better.
I've heard her sound better, but for just sitting at the table, somebody tell you to sing. Because, when they asked Latavia to sing, she said birds in the sky.
Yeah, but back to what I wanted to say about them sitting at the table. When the gentleman asked her, did she tell Escape? And then Rocky threw her under the bus. I'm saying the first initial...
He was lying.
The first initial face that gentleman gave her was like, oh, but you're not to be trusted, girl. Because if I was an executive and I saw that you did not tell your group mates that you are here, such and such, what would you do to me when the opportunity comes? You understand what I'm saying? You're going to pull a Meg Thee Stallion on me. I'm going to put all my money into you, but when a better opportunity comes, you're going to jump ship and not even tell me, because you're not even loyal to your group members. So how the hell are you going to be loyal to me? And that's how I look at things. I people games. Like, I watch the way you move, because if you're not loyal to somebody else or whatever like that, how you expect to be loyal to me?
Did she release her new song yet? Or is it out?
I hope not.
But this episode was pretty good. It seems like the next one's gonna be even better, because it seemed like Escape has the audacity to ask SWV to do the pre-show for them, open for them, and y'all really got some nerve if that's the way y'all coming. Just because they lost the verses, don't mean y'all can treat them like that. They sold a lot of records, and they might have been off that night. Coco might have had an attitude,
but they said, but the street said SWV won the verses.
They did not. You want to rewatch the verses? Do you want to rewatch it? Because Coco and them sounded horrible, and I was rooting for them. Escape killed it, and I wasn't even rooting for them like that, but they sounded good.
Yeah, but I don't understand this with the billing, because I see that next week I think they're going to have the issue, like you said, with the billing. Like, are they going to be co-headlining, or is one going to be headlining?
They might as well co-headline.
That's something. What's the big deal? I think you're just making up stuff at this point to make the show interesting, but we don't want to see that, because you're both equally as popular.
It can't be all about Tamika and Latasha. It can't all be about that.
And then your two female groups, y'all should co-headline SWV and Escape, or SWV. Like, put you on the same marquee, like straight across, not featuring, not opening, just SWV and Escape, or Escape and SWV. If y'all like, some people are picky about the names, like, I want my name to go first. Like, at this point, y'all shouldn't even care. Just collect your coins. Y'all are still still making music, still sounding fairly good, still looking good, and you're still able to make money in your career. So just be happy about that, because some people, some of these, they can't even do what y'all doing right now.
And I think Latasha, this is my final thought on the episode. I think Latasha's doing a poor job of representing herself, especially if you are seriously trying to do a gospel album. You're turning the people off. The people that might have listened to it are not going to listen to it because of your attitude and the way you're coming across.
Well, maybe not. Maybe them church people listen to it.
Your ego won't allow you to see that. Your ego won't even allow you to see it from the other side, to see that you looking a fool on national TV. But that's my opinion. And then, I'm just disappointed in Latasha. I
am too. I think she's very talented, and if she didn't show her bitterness, so so much, or at least discuss it. Like, you know what I'm saying? At least it's like sometimes it's like you're older. Like, don't.
I remember the verses. I do remember who sounded good. I'ma always remember who sounded good and who sounded horrible. If anything, I remember that part.
You like, was Coco the to the thing sounded like a Billy Goat?
Don't make me pull up the receipts. Don't make me get the receipts.
Down to the thing sounded like a Billy Goat.
I'm gonna pull the receipts. You know what? I'm gonna pull it because y'all are making it seem like I'm lying.
I don't know what it is that you've done.
SWV sounded horrible. They were off key the whole night. But it just was what it was. And I remember that.
Well, hopefully they got themselves together, They hopefully they brushed off their jugglers and and got themselves together. And I would like to see I want to see a show. I don't want to see
Lily on Housewives.
I don't want Lily on Housewives. Lily's not going to get with them girls. Lily is still hood. Lily is one of them.
Well, we need a little bit of hood. You need somebody to go against Kenya because if Kenya say something to Lily gonna pop off, and that's gonna be good TV.
But honestly, I think her and Kenya would get along.
I think most people would get along with Lily. I feel like she would be kind of
Kenya and Lily would get along. I think Kenya and Lily would get along.
She might. I don't know.
I don't see Lily getting along with Drew. I don't think she would get along with Drew.
Not Sheree either. Maybe
not so much Sheree. Sheree, she probably would tolerate because Sheree's like a little flip flopper.
But Candy really don't like Sheree. So Candy probably would give her the information prior to filming. You know how it goes.
Yeah, but Lily is like, she's not gonna she's real humble. She's not aggressive. Oh, yeah. And she's very and she would find out for herself. She's not like gonna go off like what nobody say or whatever like that. She will find out for herself. She's like that. I don't think she's gonna just listen to Candy and be like, well, I don't like her.
Thank you, Yvette.
But
and that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Lily was on she was on Growing Up Hip Hop one season.
Who?
Lily.
Oh yeah, she was. But I want her on Housewives. But thank everybody for joining us tonight. Thank you, Barb, Cece, Nola, Yvette,
Cleo, Yvette.
What else? I'm missing Cleo. And thanks for joining us for the review of this show. I think it's a good show. And stay tuned next week. We'll be back to review Queens of R&B. And also stay tuned on Saturday. We're going to give you The Mess. On the Mason.
Yeah, what's been going on? What's been going on this week? On to my Aunt Rara. I was trying to call you, Robin. I was telling you we were live. So if you catch the replay,
I was trying to replay. Hit the like button and share the video. And Mace, do you have anything else to say before we?
No, I'm just waiting for Saturday with The Mess. I think we'll be back with the Messy Night Court on Thursday at Nola Reed's channel. With me and CC, California Cutie, and
Ransom. I heard about one. Yeah, I heard about that. Yes.
Wait, Juan got fired?
Juan lost his job, yes.
Oh my God.
So Robin really needs this Potomac check.
Well, you know what? I think that Robin's gonna get bumped. Didn't they bump her down to friend of?
We don't know yet. So
with Juan losing his job, girl. You know how shady Andy and them can be. They wait till the dog is down, and sometimes they kick him.
But the story got too much negative press, and I just feel like it's better to just rid the company of the whole situation. They don't want to be tied to that. That's going to bring the company down.
And now this is really screwed for Juan because this goes down regardless if it's not on his permanent record. It will follow you and think that you didn't.
Public record.
I said this is just public record, and for you to not put the safety first of the students.
Allegedly, let Robin tell us he did what he was supposed to do, but we're gonna talk about it on Saturday. We're gonna break down Juan's unemployment. Hopefully, we can get him some stamps. But y'all, we're gonna pass a donation plate around.
No, we're not. We ain't giving them nothing.
No, y'all send the money to my Cash App, and then I'm gonna give it to Juan. Just like Juan was just giving money to that lady at the hotel, but he was being nice. So y'all give it to me.
You gotta make sure
I'm gonna give it to Juan.
Yes, make sure he receives his funds.
So y'all make sure get their funds this tax season. So make sure y'all like the video on the way out, and we appreciate y'all. We will see y'all on Saturday. Good night, y'all.